Good morning, Alan, and hello, everyone else. Welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, we're going to talk about the special effects in Invasion of Dinosaurs. But before we do that, let's take a minute. Thank you, everyone who subscribed last week. I've put an appeal. I'd like to reach 500 subscribers before our 5th anniversary. Last week we were over 440, and now we're well over 450. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. So now let's talk about Invasion of Dinosaurs and their special effects. Invasion of Dinosaurs, a story that was infamous for its bad special effects. Though in recent years, I think it has redeemed itself in the eyes of fans. Many, myself included, enjoy this story. Yes, the special effects do not enhance in any way the story. While this is the least of the on-screen dinosaurs in this era, there are no real highlights either. But not all of the dinosaur moments are failures. The attack by the flying dinosaur in the basement and through the door work well for me. But here we have a story best known for the bad special effects. Let's face it, you cannot talk about classic or new Doctor Who without finally bringing up bad special effects. To be honest, many believe that the special effects are a part of the charm of this era. Let us start with a typology of special effects. Essentially, there are two types. I call them visible and invisible. An invisible effect is meant to work in the background. When we see it, we are not meant to notice it. We are meant to sail right over it, accepting it within the narrative. Sets are an example of invisible effects, very rarely the point of a story or scene. If the scenery is working well, we shouldn't even notice it. Only when the set is underdressed or a wall wobbles when bumped do we notice it at all. A case in point, the Green Death. The Doctor sitting in an unmoving Bessie as a CSO landscape rolls by. Obviously, we are not supposed to notice, but cannot move our eyes away. Visible effects, on the other hand, try to work in a more realistic mode. They attempt to show something that cannot possibly be real, trying to show it as the audience imagines it would look like if real. We know it is not real. We know it is a special effect. The pleasure comes in it not being transparent as to how it is done. Which brings us to the T-Rex and the Brontosaurus. Honestly, it may not be the worst special effect in Doctor Who, but it is definitely the most frustrating. It's supposed to be a visible effect. You can tell. It's in a story named Invasion of the Dinosaurs, explicitly saying that dinosaurs are the focus of the story. When you commit to that, you commit to delivering the best dinosaurs possible. The selling of this story on the basis of the dinosaurs at this time and place is a bad idea. Why? Barry Letts has been less than successful in all of his attempts at giant lizards up to this point. It hasn't been a big problem because most of the stories have focused on other things and not the dinosaurs. Yet this is a story about dinosaurs and we get puppets. We are left to admit this time the effects are getting in the way of telling the story. That does not mean that this story lacks good bits. There are many. Elizabeth Sladen is fabulous, and she is given a subplot that often leaves her with more to do than the Doctor. Supporting actors are well chosen, with Martin Jarvis and Peter Miles as nice a pair of baddies as you will find in the 70s. And of course, the first episode in a deserted London, a new approach for a unit story in this era. Malcolm Hulke has realized the return of the TARDIS allows new ways of starting a story. Where in previous stories the Doctor is involved in the action from the very beginning, Here, when he arrives, he is 2 steps behind events around him. In a tip of the cup to the web of fear, he will manage to have the doctor and the brigadier in the underground. A nice nod to the beginning and the beginning of the end for the unit stories. Still, Hulk will leave us with a parting gift in this story, the final scene. This is the first time something we take for granted today happens. It is the first time that the Doctor will seduce a companion with descriptions of the wonders of the universe. Because at 10 episodes in, Sarah Jane has not signed up to travel with the Doctor. Remember, she was accidentally taken back in time, then returned to her present-day Earth. Sarah earned her stripes before the Doctor invites her to join him. And while there are many things about this story that can be called good, the final scene is the only thing that can be called nice. I hope you enjoyed this video, so please enjoy your journey through time and space, and never ever forget, please, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.